Okay, very exciting news. Got a call Friday afternoon, well, Friday morning about 10 o'clock, that my house is going to be delivered on Tuesday. Well, it's Labor Day weekend, and I had to have all my blocks ready, and everything was closed Saturday, Sunday, Monday. So, borrowed a trailer from Mr. Wolf, and Rex went and helped me, and we went and got 110 concrete blocks, which I've got up there, and then got to looking, and my gate is not 16 foot wide, and my cabin is a 16 by 40. So, very nice friend Donald, who lives next door and has this very nice backhoe, has come over and he's going to help me. We got to pull up the posts that are concreted in so that we can make it wide enough. We're going to have to pull up both of these and put in a temporary fence so that the horses don't get out till we get everything put back together after they get the house in. So that's what we're about to do. So we're waiting on a lug wrench to take the gate off, and I'll just kind of video intermittently so you don't have to just sit here and wait the whole time while we're doing all this, but just to give you an idea of how we're going through all this. Okay, we got the gate unscrewed. Now he's getting all the wire off the post. It's nice to have good neighbors. Back up. Does that burn?
No, but it sure put your eye out.
You okay?
Yeah. Which line, bud? Oh, fuck.
So he's taking the hoses off now so that he can go into town early in the morning. Try to get another one to replace it, so we can get these posts up before they get here with my house. And they're really tight because he's like really strong. I told him I'd help him if he needed me to get it for him, but he said he thought he had it.
Yeah, you're funny.
Okay, we're going to try this again. Whew. I don't know what that was. We still haven't got the post up, so we're going to try it with my tractor. But of course, well, it doesn't look flat, but whenever you go, I mean, it looks a little low, but whenever you go on it, it's really flat. And I also have to put power steering fluid in it. So, that's basically just hydraulic fluid that I put my little solo cup. And, it goes right in here. So I've got my little funnel, and I'm gonna put some fluid in there so that I'll be sure to have power steering. And borrowed the air compressor from Rex, which I've got to get one of those. So that's gonna be one of my next purchases. And then we're gonna hook the chain to mine and see if we can get the post out. So, I'm going to get all this stuff ready and get my tractor all up and going. And then wait for Rex to get back, because it's really dangerous whenever you're doing that, as you can see. I mean, it blew the hydraulic hose. The hydraulic fluid went flying everywhere. Got all over Donald. Luckily, he had glasses on, so it didn't get in his eyes. But it soaked him. He was just completely covered. And couldn't get a new hose. I videoed a little bit of him getting that hose off, and then he's going to try to get a new one in the morning. But we called the delivery people to try to find out what time they're coming. Of course, it's Labor Day. They're having fun. They're not answering their phone. So we have no idea what time they're coming tomorrow. So just trying to get everything ready today. And hopefully we can get it done before dark. So I was just thinking, I was watching a video the other day of a woman who had to change her tire, and she'd never changed her own tire. So I'm guessing a lot of you might not have ever changed a tractor tire. I haven't. But whenever you're airing up a tire, if you don't know how much pressure, most of the time in a car, like it's on the inside of your door. But you can also actually look at the tire, and it'll tell you on there, by your tire, how much to put in it. As soon as I find it. And it also, tells you what brand and what size it is and all that fun stuff. And I guess it's over on that other side. Well, it's on here because I saw it the other day. Here, we'll look on this one. It's not as dirty. Yeah, there it is over there. So that's what size this tire is. And right here, it tells you all your information. So the PSI right there is how many pounds of pressure you put in it. So these you air up to 52. And of course the back ones are going to be different. Look how big these tires are. See, these tires, I'm 5 foot. So these tires are just under 5 foot. They're some big tires. These are different. So it says 16 PSI. It's a tubeless. And they're 18,430s. They're R1s. So if I were to go buy one of these, that's what I would have to tell them. So, just a little bit of information there. I'm going to try to, cover tractor knowledge and, just all this kind of stuff that not the average person might know unless you run a tractor every day. Mine has a switch that the guy I brought it from actually put. It's a master disconnect, which is on. I try to leave it off, but apparently I left it on. Fuel filter, I have to change that periodically. My jumper, like when my battery dies, well, it's latched on the other side, but the battery's up under here. And it takes diesel. It's a diesel tractor, and let me climb up here. So the gas tank's way up here. So when I have to put diesel in it, it's actually really difficult for me because I have to get the diesel jug all the way up here. But I manage. So some basic things about my tractor. It right here, the gear shift configuration. So you'll see first, second, third, reverse, fourth. I don't ever go into fourth. And then you also have your high and low. So you'll see here I've got 2 different handles. So this is your gear shift. So this is where you go first, second, third, reverse, whatever. And then this one is your high and low. So that's basically if you want to go faster or slower. This one actually cuts it off. It turns off, it shuts off the gas line basically. So when you pull that out, it stops that flow, which makes your engine stop. Brake, you can disconnect these to where one tire will break and you can, separate them, but I have them together. And then this is like an emergency stop. Like you can do it and it stops faster. This is your emergency brake. You can pull this and lock them into place. Here's some of my other handles. This is for the bush hog. It raises it. Here, let me go ahead and start it and I'll show you. This is my clutch over here. So if you don't know how to drive a standard, you're not going to be able to drive my tractor. Luckily, it started right up. Sometimes the wire's a little loose behind the key and I got to jiggle it. Yeah, so I was showing you some handles. So this one, well, that actually is the tilt. We're going to do this one first. And you'll see it raises my bucket. And then The other one on the inside of that will tilt. Right now I have the hay forks on, so it'll tilt that up or down. My fork's going up, and I like to have them all the way up when I drive, so like if a horse runs out in front of me, I don't stab it or something. And then this one, I switched the camera around, but you'll see pulling it back with my bush hog. Now over here, you see this one right here? When I push that one on, it actually engages the bush hog. So we're pretty much ready to go. I'm going to drive the tractor down there. So I'm going to into reverse. There. And well, I don't want to go. Alright, we're going to go low. Here we go. Make sure we don't run over anything. Okay. Now, did over into first. And we're going to go down the hill. It gets a little bumpy down the hill, so I don't want to whack my bush hog. So I try to miss the ditches. I don't know what's making that noise. I'm gonna have to check into that later. Get on down here and wait for them to come help me, because I'm not doing this by myself. Because if the chain comes loose, it can like whack you. I mean, there's a lot of things that can happen. So it can be really dangerous when you're like pulling stuff up with a chain and stuff like that. But while I'm down here, I might go ahead and do some bush hogging, make myself useful while I'm waiting. I'm not sure where. Probably down over in this area. I started over here the other day. Watch the hills so I don't flip over, because that would definitely be bad with this size tractor. It would crush me, and that would probably wouldn't make it through that one. So it's gonna get even louder when I turn on the bush hog, so I'm gonna shut it off for a little while and show you after I get some of these weeds knocked out over here and show you the difference. One more thing. I've often put my phone in my pocket while I'm bush hogging, until one day I stopped and realized my phone was no longer in my pocket. And luckily it was a bright color, and it was way out there somewhere in the middle of the swamp. And I just drove around, and luckily it was sticking up, and I had not chopped it up into a million pieces. So now I have to put it in my little box. I hide it in there so that I don't lose it. Many a phone has been demolished by a bush hog, but hopefully not mine. Y'all, I'm so proud of my dog. So while we have the all open, I have Stella, and Trigger in the square pen, but I couldn't get Ginger in there. But I figured, I mean, where's she going to go? She's not going to leave the other horses. Well, she did. And while I was bush hogging, apparently she got out the gate, because the next thing I know, Onyx is herding her into the gate and on up the driveway. So apparently she had taken off down the road. So my boy, look at him. He did good. He went down the road, he got her, and he brought her back home and got her back up there with the other horses where she belongs. That's a good boy, Onyx. That's a good boy. He knows he did good. He's proud. He's like, look, Mama, look what I did. All right, now I'm driving the tractor. We're going to see if I can't. Just where I'm at? Look at me lifting it out of the ground. That's as high as it's going to go. Now, look at me go. He didn't tie very good. He come undone, but it's out of the ground. Try to pick it up. It'll slide. Look, I got it. So just being 100% real here. So sometimes when you're out working on a tractor and you're my age, you don't have time to run to the house. And you have to pee often. So, nice little corner hidden by the hay. No one can see me from the road. Not like there's any cars that go by. But sometimes when you gotta go, you gotta go. So, we, have made progress on the gate. We've got it all pulled up. Now we got to get it all put back together. And it's getting dark. So, you just find all kinds of things out here. Apparently the dogs have been gathering. But I gathered up some stuff for the gate, or a temporary fence gate. And got a corral panel from a dog pen I had. Got the wire I took down, some T-posts that I had up around the camper to keep the horses out. And gonna put some T-posts in the ground as soon as he gets back with the T-post driver, and he's gonna bring me the T-post puller so that in the morning I can pull that T-post up real easy. And we're just going to make a temporary fence right here so that Onyx doesn't have to stay up all night keeping Ginger in. Okay, so we moved the gate back over here. He's putting in some T-posts in his fancy shorts. It's just really humid out here still. Do we just need one? Okay. This handy dandy little device is amazing. So I'll show you tomorrow what I do with it, but it saves so much time. And
it's the golden tool.
It is the golden tool. Like, I would not be able to get the T-post up without it. Not on my own. Well, not without the tractor, I should say. All right, so that's the big long panel. I better help him real quick. He's built lots of fences in the dark. He's pretty experienced at this. So, You can't really see, but he's got the corral panel, and we're just going to wire it up. He uses old electrical wire typically. And we're just going to wire it to those T-posts and wire up the gate to the T-posts, and I'll be good to go for tonight. And then in the morning, all I have to do is pull up that T-post, move the corral panel, slide the gate out of the way, and hopefully they'll be able to come through there and I won't have to pull up this other post tomorrow. But if I do, now I know how.